today because Jessica has so many talents, and so I want to make sure her talents are being showcased. More than that, I want to make sure the people that are interested in working with her get to like see her work. Like curious. If there are any curious people out there. So, good morning, Amanda. Amanda's here with us today.
Happy to see everybody and be
Hi.
back.
Yeah, it should be a really easy day for you today, Amanda, because Jessica's going to do a tarot card reading of me today. Yeah. So
Ooh.
I'm really excited. So, but I'll tell you guys what we just got finished talking about. I'm in a little pain today. My hand is hurting, and so I was concerned that would affect my reading because I feel like my aura is in stop the pain, and so and I took a pain med too, and it's not kicked in yet. So with that being said, I was scared that was going to affect my reading, and Jessica said it won't because it's more about like life, destiny, and everything.
Interesting.
So,
Also, I just want to put in there is a study that I saw yesterday that was if you are in a relationship that has a lot of tenderness, that has oxytocin, and people who have daily physical intimacy heal quicker than people who don't.
Yep. It's true.
That's interesting.
We used to talk about that when I was a hospital-based provider. That like there's a lot of power in physical touch, and that's yeah. Which is why when I was in the hospital, I would hold hands with clients if they wanted to, like give them that physical touch. Yeah.
Learn something new every day. I'm very excited to hear that. But thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm going to go hug everybody today.
Yeah, absolutely. All the love.
All the love. Just randomly in the store. You want a hug? I feel like you need a hug. Yes, it is really about me and still. So, okay, good. All right, now thank you guys for that information and then the laughter. Okay, my energy is feeling better. I was just, it just felt, it's one of those things like you hurt your pinky is such a small part of your body, but like the whole, like you're affected, everything. And it's just like. So, okay, so I'm feeling better. Okay, Jessica, I'm turning it over to you, and if we could save 5 minutes at the end for Amanda to say anything that she just noticed as a spectator, I think that'd be really cool.
Sure.
Very grad school reminiscence.
Yeah. So we're going to be doing a 3-card spread, and it's one that I did a few weeks ago, but I really like it because the positioning of the cards is what's being planted, what you're working on improving in your life right now, what's ready for what's growing, so it's how you're developing, working towards your goals, and then what's ready for harvest suggests areas where you're hitting milestones and already enjoying the benefits. And so that felt, especially with like all of the things that you're doing, like that felt like an appropriate thing. I did want to do one for energy. So these are oracle decks. So this one is Little Witchcrafts. Okay. And this one is Folklore Oracle. So did you have a particular preference of which one you would want me to draw the first card from?
I'm all about folklore. I love folklore and how it has. To me, folklore is about culture and passing things down. And so I love that.
Okay. So this one I'm going to be shuffling. So I'm already shuffling. Feel the vibe and just let me know when I should stop and I will pull a card.
Okay. And I'm feeling the vibe for like 5 seconds, 10 seconds, like
whatever is like, okay, no, you should stop now. Like whatever that speaks to you, because I want you to be able to run the show as much as possible. Yeah.
Okay. Let's go ahead and pull one now.
Okay. So we got the boar. So
all right.
And then hold on one second and let me find that real quick. Benevolence. So the boar is common in many cultures. So Japanese lore, Celtic goddess, ancient Greece, The boar stood as a symbol of nature's unpredictable forces, and there are many stories that show humans were unable to push it back or defeat it. So the guidance from the boar, in general, we enjoy being generous to our closest friends. Of course, we like reciprocity, to see those same friends give back to us. But some of us may keep a mental tally of who's given, who's taken, and whose turn it is to give next. Boar reminds us that kindness does not require a ledger and that you do not need to be repaid for good deeds. Remember, your kind gesture is just that, kindness given, and that it isn't in the giving, but it's accepting and simply saying thank you. So I give with an open heart and expect nothing in return, which kind of, that felt like echoing the love and the oxytocin and healing. So kind of like, what does that look like? And being aware that giving is its own reward.
Okay. I like that. Yeah. All right. That's good.
Well, and it's interesting because like when we have a card that was talking about giving and the energy of kindness, and we're looking at a spread that's talking about like what's being planted and what's being harvested, that immediately makes me think of like, how are we sharing our harvest and bounty with others? How are we giving back to the soil? How are we maintaining all of these boundaries that are helpful for us to continue to keep giving? Because we have to think about, we need something to be able to give from. And so like being aware of our state and what that looks like to be able to give.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
I get that. Yeah.
You're welcome. I also have 2 choices for the actual reading. So I have the Everyday Witch Tarot deck and the Light Seers Tarot deck.
Oh, Light Seers.
Okay. Yeah, I really like this. The art on this one is stunning. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to shuffle for a bit, and you're going to be thinking about what's being planted, what you're improving on in your life right now, and I'm going to separate the deck and then into 3 groups and then pull one from each of the decks. So it's what's being planted, what you're working on, what's growing, what you're developing, and then what's ready for harvest.
I don't know if I have anything ready for harvest, but okay, I'm thinking, okay. You're shuffling now, so I need to be...
I am. Okay. So yeah,
all
just
right,
let me know when it feels like a good time.
Okay, give me a second. Okay, now.
Okay. Okay, so the card we have for what's being planted, the Lovers.
So
that is also reminiscent of exactly what we were talking about. So that's very interesting. So that is a major arcana card. Usually major arcana cards come up when the universe, it feels like it needs to write in all caps or it needs to yell to get your attention. They are not the common cards. They're like, hey, I am talking to you.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Lightseer for the Lovers, choice, dualities, harmony, a lover of romantic relationships, friendship, unity, choosing to allow yourself to fall in love, healthy boundaries, soulmates. This also feels like the giving. So like the giving of the boar, of giving to others, it comes into the Lovers card. My heart is open to deeply meaningful relationships, and I expand into this union with loving trust. Magnetism, like magic, is coming into your life. You are sitting on the cusp of a type of profound connection that happens when 2 souls are intertwined and their entanglement forever marks their individual paths. Often this card signifies that an important choice needs to be made. Will you embrace the spiraling energy that unwinds between 2 people who are beginning to connect and choose to shift this relationship into this relationship or not? Falling deeply into trust will be necessary in order to create a lasting bond, and growth around vulnerability, honesty, desire, and intimacy is being called into the light and to be healed. While partnerships are beautiful gifts on the path, you must also seek to give fully without weakening your resolve to remain whole. Remember that self-love is the key to balancing duality in any relationship. I feel like this super ties in to exactly what we're talking about.
It does. And so I am... Hello, everybody. Wonderful. I have a relationship that's coming up on a year anniversary. I'm so excited about that. What I just noticed the other day, though, is I need to make sure I'm holding on to who I am in the relationship. And so that's been very interesting. And it was such a minor thing. And then but I've been thinking about it. And so my partner and I are in a big box store. I like to buy M&Ms. I like to keep M&Ms around the house. It makes everybody who comes into the house really happy. So I go to pick up the M&Ms, and he's like, $16 for M&Ms? Who would do that? And so I don't buy my M&Ms. And then I get home, and I'm like, M&Ms, it wasn't your $16. $16. And $16 to create joy for multiple people is a bargain. And so that's the first time I realized, like, whoa, wait a minute. I don't know if I'm holding on to my wholeness and something that I do that brings me great joy. And so I think that's where I am. And so I really appreciate that line about trusting fully. And so I will relax into it and say, yes, universe, and trust fully. And I'm going to make sure I'm holding on to my independence. I mean, like, that sounded stronger than I wanted to sound. I want to make sure
hold on to your sense of self.
Yes.
Because that's what drew your partner into the relationship in the first place.
George eating M&Ms. And so...
yeah, absolutely.
So it's a very minor thing, and yet it jarred me a little bit. Because it's like, no, that's not who you are. You know who you are. And Okay. All right. So I'm on the right track.
Yeah. So that is what's growing. Yes. So that is being cultivated. So what is being planted? So what you're working on improving your life right now. So that's the being planted. So then the growing is about how you're developing or working towards your goals.
Yep.
Ooh. So then we have a swarthy figure. King of Swords.
Ooh. He's cute too.
Right? Not bad at all. So kings are typically the highest in a suit. So while it's not major arcana, the king is like the 14th in the suit. Swords are typically about action. They are decisive. It's moving forward. It's having a secure sense of self and having that mastery over yourself. And so let's see.
Say more about mastery over yourself. Like what needs to be tweaked, done? Is that an improvement in mastery over myself? What
So basically, this one is I make intelligent and wise decisions about my future. So it's about logic. It's more rules, clear thinking, strong communicator and leader. This feels like it's exactly talking about what you were talking about of holding on to yourself, because that's is who you are. So while there is a man depicted on it, it feels very much that it's kind of representing you, of centering you in those goals that you're working towards.
Yes. Oh,
so King leads with facts and rationale, scientific principles, logical mind, affinity for rules and thought. He suggests finding impartial clarity before you take your next step. Even though he always seeks data and proof, he also knows that blending experience with inventiveness, or blending intelligence with emotional and spiritual energies, allows for well-rounded success. Be courageous in the pursuit of your path and find your own methodical, confident authority by knowing the way rather than just feeling the way. In shadow, this card can suggest using knowledge to take advantage of others. With truthful communication, it's time to help others in a way that is honest rather than manipulative. Find wisdom in your experience and seek to become the success engineer of your life. With confident, clear thinking, you will find your success.
Okay. It's something in the middle I had a question on, but then I forgot to went to another sentence.
Okay. So
do you mind reading that again so I can get that one since I had a question about?
So even though he always seeks data and proof, he also knows that blending experience with inventiveness, or blending intelligence with emotional and spiritual energies, allows for well-rounded success.
Okay. So my question was, it said don't just feel, know.
Uh-huh.
Like, how do I know? Is it saying rely on the data a little bit more? Or
so they talk about combining that. So I know this is the way forward because it feels right and it says north and we're looking for north. So like I'm aware and using my logic and it's also how it feels. Like so I'm feeling it and also looking for data points to confirm that this is the right direction that I'm looking for. Does that make sense?
So being balanced as I move forward.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Using the combination of feelings and logic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That sounds right. Okay, good. I'm good with that.
Yeah. And then what's ready for harvest?
Recorded. I'm glad this is being recorded so I can like hear it again and hear the difference.
Yeah. Okay. Absolutely. So the last one is what's ready for harvest, and that suggests areas where you are hitting milestones and already enjoying the benefits. So, we have 5 of swords.
Ooh, okay.
So another sword, so more action. 5s are usually conflict, so I'm very interested to see what that looks for. Okay, and so what's interesting...
We said 5 of swords?
5 of swords. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm with you now. I just want to make sure I was clear.
Okay. Ooh, so what is coming to me is this is not conflict that's directed at you and your life. The harvest that you're reaping is the conflict that other people have, which makes sense as a therapist. Right. So like lessons.
I don't know how you reap a harvest in conflict. Like help.
Because you are benefiting in your job from helping people through their conflict.
That's therapy all day long.
Right. Yeah.
Therapy. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. So like how it's feeling for me is that, yes, this is a negative card, but how it translates to the benefits. Like if you were a different person or in a different profession, it may feel like I am like a warmonger. And so like, because of the conflicts, I reap rewards, but because you're a healer and a helper, you're reaping rewards because you are helping people resolve conflict. You're helping people navigate that and help them through that. Yeah. And so that's the rewards. That's the harvest that you're getting because you've put so much years of experience into that.
Yeah. I don't know why that almost makes me want to cry, but couples therapy is definitely helping people resolve conflicts. But the bigger reward for me is when an individual has a conflict with themselves. Yeah. And I can help them bring that into alignment so there's no longer internal war. And so one of the most common ones is that perfectionism or not having self-compassion. Like that, you should be doing more. You did 10 things today. Like what more should you be doing? It's only 24 hours in a day and I want you to sleep for 8 of them. And so that's when that is such wonderful work. And so I like that internal war people are fighting.
Well, and the thing is like the big message from this one is the lessons move me ahead always. And so you're using that. And it feels like the King of Swords because it's talking about the combination of feelings and logic, which like what you were talking about, I feel like I'm not good enough. And you're like, but look at the logical points. You're doing well. Like, what more do you want? What more are you looking for? And so that feels like you're really drawing on that proficiency in swords for that harvest. Yeah. And helping people through that conflict. It just talks about like, remember that one chapter doesn't define you. Wins and losses are both part of the human experience, and the keys to self-improvement lies dormant inside the difficulties. Boost your consciousness, upgrade your skills, build on this experience. Oftentimes it's fear of failure that does the most of the draining. So like that can be very draining but I think fear of success can also be a big part of that as well.
It can. It can. And for me, historically, it's been more of a fear of success than a fear of failure. And so one of my core things is elementary school being pulled out of class with my friends and put into a like the smart kid class. I can't remember what it's called, or
like the gifted and talented or something.
There we go, the gifted program. And so it didn't feel like something extra. It didn't feel good for me.
Like a benefit. Yeah.
And so one of the things in my life is that usually before I move forward or like try to get to whatever what I'm deeming the next level is, I have to have a whole conversation with me about you won't like I literally have to have a whole conversation with my inner child that you're not going to lose your friends, that they'll still be there with you. That you're an adult and adult friendships work differently. Like you don't have to be in class with them to be friends with them. Like you can call them, you can Zoom them, you can go see them. Yeah. Like I literally have to talk to her each time. And I'm saying that specifically for any client that's listening to learn how in the South, in the church, there's this saying like new levels, new devils. What I have learned as a therapist is new level, same devil. Like it is the exact same thing. So it is huge to learn what your kind of core fears are because
you'll be battling them in different spaces.
Yep. And it is amazing how they come up like again and again and again. And so I've just learned that one in particularly like okay, we're ready to grow again. What does this mean? I mean, and my little girl's like, it means I'm going to lose my friends and I'm not going to be happy in class anymore. Yeah. Okay, A, you're not in class anymore. B, you can call all your friends. At this point, some of them have been with you more years than you want to say out loud. And so, like, it's okay. And so, okay, I turn it back over to you.
No, you're good. What I have noticed through the 4 cards, so this is the energy card, so the folklore card, but we have yellow, green, blue, and red in the background, and these are the colors that are usually the symbols for the 4 elements. So yellow is air, green is earth, blue is water, and then red is fire. Yeah. And I love that you only got 4 cards and that's a very holistic, like it feels very balanced. Like you've got all of the elements present, you've got all of the pieces. And so I just wanted to visually show you that because I thought that was really cool.
Okay. One of the things that like, as I see him, I also know for whatever reason, I am coding a boar as a more masculine energy. Definitely the swordsman is a more masculine energy. And then the lover is half masculine energy. And so what does that mean for my feminine energy? Do you think I'm operating too much in my masculine energy? Like energetically?
So one, I think it also shows that because you're a business owner, because you're a leader, you already operate a lot in your masculine energy. And so while in the lovers, we've got half feminine and half masculine, which that's not all the way that lovers go. So I just want to point that out, that you can have masculine and the energies can be present even in same-sex couples, like a softer side and a harder side. And so like pointing that out. But I think what's important here is you are more feminine in your relationship.
Okay.
And a lot of your work is much more of a masculine type situation because you're leading and you're owning a business and you're doing those things. So I think to a certain extent, it feels like you were talking about reminding yourself of who you were because you were influenced by the M&Ms being $16 and you're like, you're strong enough to stand up for yourself. You have masculine energy. So it's reminding yourself you can be soft and still hold on to your independence is what I'm feeling more than anything else.
Okay. Oh, that felt really good.
Yeah.
Okay. Any last thoughts or do I need to be like sewing something different some type of way or?
This felt like a really positive. It didn't feel like it would be rather unfortunate to have like, hey, this is really bad. Change your ways because sometimes the universe gets real mouthy. I did a reading for my mom once and it was not nice. And I'm like, I am so sorry. I do not have control.
Let me hold your hand as I say this.
Sorry, it's bad. And she didn't want to do it for the longest period of time. And then later was like, okay, I really needed to hear that. But like, that did not feel good. And then like, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So for future people who do this with you, they got to be open to the energy of whatever comes, knowing that it's all for the purpose of their benefit. Okay.
To give them insight on what to move forward. Like I love Oracle and tarot because it feels like, I mean, so many people talk about praying or sending vibes out to the universe. And there are very few ways for the universe to like talk back.
Yeah.
And so this feels like a way to kind of have more of a dialogue versus like a one-way connection for me, at least.
Okay, good. All right. Well, thank you so much for giving me your gift today.
Yes, this is fun.
Yes. Okay. So I'm going to turn it over to Amanda for the last 5 minutes. There's just anything you noticed, anything that popped out for you, anything you want our clients to know because of this. So just take it away.
So one thing I wrote down, I only wrote down one thing, although I was trying to take notes, was giving as its own reward. One of you said that, and I just love that phrase. And I think that sums up a lot of therapy for therapists. Yes, we get paid, like that's part of the exchange, right? But we give so much of ourselves, like in this profession, because we want to. Like that's certain type of folks become therapists, but it is so rewarding. I remember talking with my spouse a couple years ago when I was working as a pastoral counselor, and he was like, "Why do you do this work?" He's like, "You're tired, and sometimes you come home and you're sad," and I'm like, "Oh, but it feels so good to do it." So I really love that line. I wrote it down. Other thoughts that came up for me, what you were just saying, Jessica, at the end really touched me, that we often talk about praying or meditating, or we have different ways of being in contact and in conversation with the divine or the universe or energies, however you think of your belief system. And that really touches me. I'm somebody who, like, I have a deep faith of my own. I grew up in the South, just like you did, Natalie. Like the language of the church is very much part of the culture. And I think that a lot of people are afraid of oracle cards or tarot cards as like this negative energy they're welcoming in, or witchcraft or things like that. But I don't, like, the older I've gotten and the more I've gotten exposed to it, I really don't see it as that. I see it as another way that we can communicate with divine energies around us. And so I appreciate getting to watch today, because it's like another example that I get to see of, well, one, you got really cool cards. And I love that, Jessica, what you were noticing about like the elements and the colors of the elements. Like, how cool is that? But I want to welcome folks who are maybe curious about it, but aren't sure, to reach out to Jessica or to another person who offers, like, who likes this and offers it. You know, I've got a whole stack of oracle cards over here, like in my office, and I pull them out with clients sometimes. I'm not as experienced as Jessica, but it really is just a different way to like feel the energy around you, to let the energy flow, and to discover new things. Like, that's been the best part for me, is I'll pick up a card sometimes and it'll be like telling me about some energy or some thought or some, and I'm just like, oh man, that applies in this way. Kind of like the M&M example. You know, there's so much that we can find from this information being presented in a different way. So I love it. Thank you for sharing and letting me like sit in on this session today. It's a good reminder for me to pull those cards out. They've been packed away while I've been on leave. So thank you. Thank you both. That was really fun.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, I'm going to say just one thing. First of all, I don't know if it's the medication or the energy, but I'm going to always say it's the combination of both, because life is never just like one thing. But my energy feels so much better now. Like, it just feels so much. And maybe it was the like just the kind of the trying to calm down, but oh God, it feels so much better. I'm not concentrated on a pain body, like Eckhart Tolle. Is that him who talks about the pain body? And so I was scared it was like reverberating. And so I do feel so much better now, just kind of like calmer and more peaceful. And lastly, Jessica, would you give people all the different ways where they can connect with you?
Sure.
And
yeah, obviously through Atlanta Sex Therapy. And then I have a Patreon, which is Jessica JR Sex. So it's a dating relationship coach. And then I pull cards. I need to update because I've gotten lazy on updating, but I try and put things in there each week. So I have free resources and the cards that I pull during the day and things like that.
Great. Well, thank you guys. It's 10 o'clock on the dot. So y'all have a wonderful day. And just thank you because y'all both contributed to this wonderful feeling I have. So, all right. Bye-bye.
Bye.